Gazans gather around this shipping container, but it's not aid or food that's arrived from Israel. It's dead bodies, the decomposing remains of 89 of their dead, handed back by the Israeli military on Monday. Who they are, how they died, where or when, no one knows. We were surprised to find that 13 bodies in the form of bones were placed in one bag. Dr. Mohammed al-Mghair says some of the bodies in this container were killed 3, 4 or 5 months ago, and others more recently, he says. Through the stench of death and with the little they have, forensic teams do what they can to try to identify them, but most are unrecognizable. Still, they try to document whatever they find. As a new mass grave is dug for the unidentified in a cemetery where the displaced living and the dead exist side by side. By concealing information from the families, this is a new crime by the Israeli occupation, this local official says. We don't know if they were exhumed from graves or if they came from the occupation's prisons. The Israeli military has not commented on the transfer, nor did it respond to CNN's request for comment, but it had previously admitted exhuming bodies from Gaza's cemeteries. It said it returns them after checking they're not Israeli hostages. As news of the arrival spread, crowds converged on this graveyard in Khan Younis. There were those who were there to document possible war crimes, and those desperately hoping to find their loved ones here, the living and the dead who vanished throughout this war. Muhammad has been searching everywhere for her 2 boys, who disappeared 25 days ago. She approaches the truck, describing what they were wearing. One of them was wearing a big watch. They tell her they found one matching that description. It's her son's, she says. They tell her she can look through photos of the remains tomorrow. But all she wants is to see the body, to find her boys and lay them to rest. She tries before disappearing into the chaos. Ibrahim is here looking for his parents. Their graves were dug up a few months ago, and their bodies went missing. He searched every hospital and morgue to bury them once again. He believes he's found his mother's body with the same blanket he wrapped her in, he says. I think God loves me because I'll be able to bury my mother for a second time, Ibrahim says. There are people who've not been able to retrieve the bodies of their children from under the rubble. Smoke billows in the distance from yet another strike. In this seemingly endless war that has taken so much from so many. A war that has even stripped the dead of their dignity. Jemana Karachi, CNN, London.